Drew and the kids are back.
Yeah, for Despicable Me 4.
Yes.
They must make a lot of money to keep producing these.
They do.
All right, let's talk about who's in Despicable Me 4.
All right, it's PG, and it's an hour and 35 minutes.
Not bad.
And so you have most of the same people back, a couple of changes. Steve Carell is voicing Gru. Kristen Wiig is Lucy.
I love her.
Pierre Coffin is the Minion's voice.
Which is funny.
Yep. Joey King is Poppy Prescott, so that's a new character. Will Ferrell is Maxime. And Sofia Vergara is Valentina.
They didn't even have to put her name in there. I knew it was her immediately, like the first word that came out of her mouth.
And she was the perfect voice for that role.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. So what's going on in Despicable Me 4?
All right, so Gru welcomes a new member to the family, Gru Jr., who's intent on tormenting his dad. However, their peaceful existence soon comes crashing down when the criminal mastermind Maxine Lamal escapes from prison and vows revenge against Gru.
I gotta love her name.
That's his name. That's Will Ferrell.
Oh, that's maybe because it says Maxime. I want to say Maxime. I want to sound all fancy with it, but I meant to say I was talking about Valentina. But so with this, I think the first one. Ooh, gosh, it's been so many years ago, and I think
it has been a long time.
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever seen before. So it's pretty much the context is pretty much the same. He used to be this grump. He's not anymore. The kids love him. They think he's just the funnest thing ever, and on and on. I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Garfield.
Me too.
Did you?
I mean, yeah.
What'd you think about it? Because it was fun. It was fun for me to watch. Like I said, told her I would do better about watching the animated films, but this was actually a fun one for me to watch. It was a lot of action and something about just hearing the minions talking and bouncing around is just funny all the time. But I have fun with this one. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I mean, it just kept in line with all the other Despicable Me's. I felt like this was right there. It wasn't really, I didn't think it was way better or way worse than any of the other ones. So if you like the other Despicable Me's, you should probably like this one.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you too before I watched it. I was going to tell you that I only watched one before. And do I need to watch the other ones? But I was like, no, I'm not going to tell her that because then she might say yes. And then
no, you didn't.
Then I would have to go. So I was like, no, I'm not going to ask her. I'm just going to go ahead and watch it.
They brought some characters back. So if you saw the other ones, you'd be like, oh,
that's to say, yeah. Like Steve Carell, you know his voice automatically. Now we got some fun facts here.
We do. Well, first of all, if you see the movie, which you should, there are some extra scenes. So during the first 2 minutes of the credits, the mega minions are playing around.
Yep.
And then right after that, you see the pointy head minion just kind of flying through the credits. So you can go at that point, unless you just want to keep watching them fly around. This film marks the longest gap between Despicable Me films. So that's what you were just talking about. Yeah. The gap between Despicable Me 2010 and Despicable Me 2 2013 was 3 years. The gap between Despicable Me 2 and 3 that came out in 2017 was 4 years. And the gap between Despicable Me 3 and Despicable Me 4 is 7 years.
That's a daring jump.
That's a long time.
Apparently it's working for him.
It's a long time.
Okay.
Steve Carell, Miranda Cosgrove, who voices Margot, Dana Gayer, who's Edith, and Pierre Coffin, the Minions, are the only cast members to voice their respective characters in all 4 movies. Even though Kristen Wiig, Lucy, was also in the first movie, but she voiced a different character, Miss Hattie.
Hey, as long as you're still in there, huh?
The name of Gru's alma mater, Lycée Postbonne, translating from French to English, the name is High School is Not Good. I 100% agree with that.
I'd take high school over junior high school any day. It was just brutal.
I don't know. I don't want to go back there.
You do not want to go back there.
But I'd like to rename my school that.
High school is not good.
Costing $100 million. This is the most expensive film in the franchise. It is also the most expensive Illumination film, tied with the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out in 2023.
Whoa! They made some fat money in here.
$100 million.
You sound like Chris Rock right back up now. You sound like you're about to ask for one rib.
Oh my God.
Hey, those are some stars you got in there that you have to pay.
You know?
You got some SNL people in here.
But also all the, animation and the
you got to pay for all
that
all
goes
that.
behind that.
It has to get paid for.
It's crazy. So IMDb is giving it 6.3. Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, the critics, they're giving it 53%. Don't know why. And then the audience score is 90%. So that's a big gap.
It's a very huge gap because for me, I'm going to just say I'm just giving it a very average 3. I enjoyed it. I wasn't blown away or anything. It is, it is a cartoon or animated movie. But I'm just giving it a nice subtle 3. A big bomb bit here on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Yeah. What do you say? I know you've seen all the other ones before, right? You've seen them. So
I'm giving it a solid 3. I didn't feel like I said I didn't feel like it was way better than the other ones, and it definitely was not worse. I enjoyed it. I may see it one more time. The kids seemed to enjoy it. Again, had like a little 2-year-old. She's playing on the steps.
Oh, stop it.
But at least she didn't go all the way up. She was playing on like 2 or 3 steps down at the bottom by her parents. And they just let her. And I'm just like, as soon as she falls and busts her face open, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to try to sue the theater? You let her play right there? And
they'll say the steps were slippery and their baby fell. They don't know what happened. Yeah.
I mean, they're carpeted, but they're still hard. I mean,
it's still a baby. First of all, you don't let a baby walk around theater. I don't care if it's 1 foot away from you. No, you don't. If you know your baby, you can't hold it attention span. Just hold on. Wait for it to come out on DVD or streaming services. Right. It's not that serious for you to ruin everybody else's experience.
I don't know if I mentioned this before to you guys. I'm sure I mentioned it to Thommi, but one time, a few years back, several years ago,
it was a good.
I was at the movies with my dad. You get used to you've sat down for like 2 hours or whatever the case was. You get up, and my shoes, like my foot was kind of sliding in my shoe, and I go to walk down the steps, and all of a sudden my foot slid forward in my shoe, and I was just like, oh no!
It was like slow motion. Doesn't it like slow motion?
I know. And I spun around and fell on my butt. I was glad I didn't like roll down the stairs, but there was like a little landing right there. They put like a gap, like 1, 2 steps, and then a little landing, 1, 2 steps, a little landing.
Yeah.
And
which doesn't make sense, but
all these people ran to me. I was like embarrassed, like, "Are you okay? I'm okay. I'm okay. Let me help you up. Take your time.
Was it just your ego?
Yes.
Bruise a little bit.
Yes. Take your time. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Oh my gosh, that had to be so animated. Just the way you're describing it, I'm watching it in my head in slow motion because it does feel like that when you fall. Because I know I fell going up the steps at Papago. Okay. And it feels like I said 5 things to myself while I was falling. I felt it in slow motion. I said, oh my gosh, is there any way for me to stop this? No, it's not. Oh my goodness, who did I see here right now that's going to bust out laughing at me? Oh my gosh, am I going to have scars on my leg? I swear I asked all of those questions before I went kerplunk.
No, but I think I said it out loud if I remember right. No. That's why people noticed and turned around.
You said, oh no?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I said, oh no.
You sound like the commercial. What is it, Bounty? When they spill something and the Bounty rag comes in.
Yeah.
You feel like this, but nobody's hearing you. You're gonna fall.
Embarrassing.
I know.
Embarrassing.
I know how it is. No, you didn't tell us that before, but it's quite hilarious. We might have to.
Look, I'm an open book. I tell my stuff.
And no, that's cool. No, it's funny.
We only live once. People fall. It happens.
It happens. It wasn't, you just a mishap. That's hilarious.
So I know what those steps feel like. That's why I'm like, watch your child. At least again, I didn't go.
They'll get hurt.
Rolling down them or.
Yeah, that carpet is not enough
hit the edge, which is the hard, the worst part.
Right, of it. Mm-hmm. Well, there you have our review of Despicable Me 4. Don't forget that Jules and we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Cash App.
Yes.
Any donations are appreciated. If there's something you want to see, you want us to review a movie, doesn't matter what genre it's from, let us know. Write it on our page. We'll review it, shout you out on the show.
And we actually use that money towards movies. We do.
Yep,
We're
money
not
or
just
equipment.
like, oh,
Yep, or
we're
keep our
balling.
equipment updated as well.
Yep.
So we
Movie
sounded good. We
tickets.
come
I
to you.
use mine for movie tickets.
Yeah. Yep. That or concessions,
Yeah.
whatever it
Popcorn
is.
perks.
Yeah.
So if you want to help us out with that, we'd appreciate it.
Yes, and if you need to inbox us a question or something, just go ahead. We'll get back to you within 48 hours. We
Or
don't make
just
it-
comments.
Yeah, or comments fine. Yeah,
We
comment.
also respond to those when it's required or whatever.
So let us know. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to Gotta Be Real Movie Reviews with Thommi. That's me and Jules. We will see you back soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.